Just 18 more days until President Donald Trump is inaugurated in what many will call a triumphant second term. We know he overcame great odds to get here. That is not an understatement. And to get to this moment and cement his legacy in American history, it's taken a lot. Although he's already made his own impact on American history, this term will be crucial in building a legacy and correcting the mistakes of a Biden-Harris administration, one that has left the country in severe decline, in a comatose state of malaise, and Trump is pressed for time. With the limit of only 4 years on the clock, here is former Trump advisor Steve Bannon on the Megyn Kelly podcast laying out how much time Trump really has to get things done.
How long do you think Trump has to really get things done?
6 months, outside a year. But the first 100 days, first 6 months, you got to be getting all three. You got to get he's got to personally get involved in the bringing to a conclusion the Ukraine war. And I think also this Middle East situation, particularly with the Persians getting close to a nuclear weapon, as he warned about. And I think on the border, the first reconciliation, Miller and Homan, the deportations, building the wall, and then the financial and economic crisis.
Remember, he also has to get a cabinet approved, starting in just 11 days. The left and the rhinos, we already know, are determined to stop the appointments of RFK Jr., Pete Hegseth, and Tulsi Gabbard. We already know that the Democrats want to see Trump defeated and that the Republicans have a very slim majority in the House. Will President Trump be able to get his agenda through in rapid time in the timeline laid out by Bannon, and possibly with a little help from Democrats who actually are tired of the lawfare and fighting? Might they want to put their country first again? With us now to walk us through the road ahead, columnist at the Washington Examiner, Chris Tremoglie. Chris, welcome back.
Happy New Year to you.
Well, it's quite the opening to a new year. Maybe not so happy for a few people, but the countdown to January 20 it feels very slow. But once it's here, time's going to move very quickly, to Bannon's point.
Absolutely. And Mr. Bannon was correct in that he said that Trump does have a limited amount of time to get things through. I would argue probably longer than 6 to 12 months that he argued. I mean, typically I would say he has 2 years. And to your point that you raised earlier, that he has to get his cabinet confirmed, which takes some time as well. Ideally, in a perfect world, I guess you could say it would be great to get the things accomplished in this 6 to 12 month period. But I would be give him, Mr. President, a little more leeway and give him up to 2 years to get everything through, because that's when they'll be running for Congress for the 2026 midterms. And not to mention, there's also a little bit of a drag in the House right now because of some of Mr. Trump's appointments are coming from the House, and you're going to have elections for that as well. So I would give the president-elect a little more leeway than the 6 to 12 months, but hopefully it's something that he does get able to accomplish and uphold his many campaign promises that will undoubtedly make the country great again.
Well, key to succeeding in that agenda is a united party. Where do you see the party right now, especially going into this next session with so much division over who's going to be speaker? We've got a few outliers, a few loud voices who are opposed to his speakership, Speaker Mike Johnson, that is.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.